got to be basically a Call of Duty character and a kid or a person or whoever controlled you. And if you won the game, you got your freedom.
Wasn't Ryan Philippe in that? Was that him? Or was it Hayden Christensen? Or one of those guys?
I think it was Hayden.
I get them confused.
Either way, I was like, if we fucking did that, that'd be great. Call of Duty would make millions of dollars off that.
Hunger Games.
Just Hunger Games, that shit.
You sell that shit on pay-per-view, you gonna make some money. We can sell a bunch of shit on pay-per-view. People will pay for fucking anything. Anything.
Yeah.
I still need to get back to my presidential election. I really think that bracket is the best way to go about this. And you know what? Don't do it just for the presidency. Do that for jobs.
Yeah. Fucking. You know how many jobs I would apply for just to be able to be like, hey.
I think, you know what? Talking about jobs. People always talk about affirmative action, equal opportunity, blah, blah. Okay, so you're never going to have that if you keep making people put their age, their gender, and their race on an application. You're not going to have that because you cannot convince me that there's not somebody somewhere that looks at it and goes, that won't fit. That won't fit. No, don't like them. I think job interviews should be like the TV show The Voice.
Yeah.
They don't get to see you. They don't get to know anything, not a name, nothing. Now, obviously, by the sound of your voice, they're going to know if you're male or female for the most part. So, but that's the way it should be. You want to interview me? Behind a black door.
Yeah.
Behind a black screen where you can't tell anything about me.
Exactly.
And then do the interview. Because it's been proven that physically attractive people are more likely to get hired. It's been absolutely 100% proven. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's also been proven, obviously, that white people tend to get hired more, even if it's unintentional.
Yeah.
You know, just like hiring attractive people is not intentional.
Why the fuck
always? But I mean, that's just how the world works. I mean, the more attractive you are, the
then why the fuck hasn't Abercrombie hired me for a fucking?
Are they still a thing?
Yeah,
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
I didn't know there. Or is there still a Fitch, or is it like Sears and Roebuck? Nobody knows who Roebuck is anymore. Where the fuck did Roebuck go? I don't know if you remember when it used to be Sears and Roebuck.
I think
I don't know if that bitch dated Carol Baskin and became Tiger Food or what the fuck happened. But Roebuck just done disappeared.
I think they split up.
They might have. I have no idea what happened.
Fucking Sears itself has fucking gone downhill. No one really goes.
I don't even know if we have one around here anymore. The last one that used to be around here was in Huntsville, and I think they closed because I think that's where isn't that where Ironworks is now?
Yeah, I think the only one I know of is the one at Greens Point. The Greens Point.
Oh, I'm not going down there.
Yeah,
you're not going to get me down there.
I don't know if there's anything else.
Nobody goes down there. You can't. Shit, nobody can even go to a mall right now. Hey, you know where Sith Lords buy all their stuff? At a Darth Mall.
So Greens Point.
Do you get it? Yeah. I'm gonna need somebody to watch the Star Wars to understand that one clearly.
That was a little bit.
But we're winding down here in the last quarter of the.
We're trudging.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm hungry.
I'm fucking tired.
So I'm hungry. I'm tired.
So apparently, Greg Abbott's not going to shut down Texas ever again.
I don't see any point in the shutdown because it didn't work.
It really did. I didn't see. So maybe the first week, I'll give it that. 45, which is a highway, and I think 45 goes all around the state. In fact,
well, I mean just north and south, but
whatever. 45 was empty. On the way to work, it was perfect. But then after that week, what the fuck happened to the shutdown? I thought we couldn't go anywhere. Dude,
when the shutdown first started, driving to work in the morning
was amazing.
I thought I woke up on Christmas morning or something. Something was going on there. I mean,
I thought I woke up on a fucking weekend.
I mean, I go to work early, so there's probably not a lot of cars anyway. But there was nothing. And not just no cars, but businesses were dark, and it was
like Monday morning traffic. Usually was that packed all the way. Because, you got those people who work in Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to touch 45 to go to work. Cause
I do.
They don't have to.
Well, not anymore.
But you didn't have to before. There was an alternative
route. There's an alternative route, but it takes longer and wastes more gas.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wow, so why is the point of fucking closing down shit? I think the only successful shutdown was in New York, and that's because it's so fucking crowded.
It wasn't successful at all. That place is a fucking... So, actually, my kids are going to New York. They leave, like, Wednesday, I think. Go visit their grandparents. And they came out with that thing that if you fly to New York from Texas, you have to quarantine for 14 days.
Why?
That's they're going to see family. They're going to be staying at family's house. They're only going to be there for like 10 days. So if they quarantine for 14 days, first of all, they lose 4 days.
No, they have to come back.
But they don't do anything. You know what I mean? Like they don't, and I'm going to Missouri next week. Luckily, Missouri doesn't have any, but luckily Missouri doesn't have any restrictions or anything on travel. But New York has a whole bunch of restrictions because their governor is a fucking idiot and they didn't handle it properly. While he was standing there calling Trump an idiot and saying we should shut down, we shouldn't have public gatherings. He was also telling people it was okay to ride the subway in hordes. Well, no, mass public transportation does not seem like the best way to social distance.
I'm pretty sure Chris Evans even said that the subway is unsanitary as fuck.
Chris Evans needs to stop talking.
But he's right, though.
Sometimes.
It's unsanitary.
But, I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. You know what I mean?
But he had a point.
And you know what I hate? Glad you brought up celebrities. I hate Chris Evans as Captain America. What I hate... No, I don't hate him as Captain America.
I was like, excuse me?
But what I hate is anytime he makes a tweet or a Facebook or does an interview, they don't say Chris Evans said blah, blah, blah. They say Captain America said... Okay, that's incredibly misleading. And they do it intentionally. Because he while he plays Captain America...
He doesn't play him anymore.
It's over. But he doesn't... he's not Captain America. There is no Captain America. But they're trying to play off that, And I was talking about this the other day. Chris Evans fucked up the whole Marvel timeline. He played Johnny Blaze or whatever in Fantastic Four. But they fucked it up again. They did a new Fantastic Four, and I just watched it the other day.
Sucks.
It was all right. But Michael B. Jordan plays Johnny.
But
he also is in Black Panther.
Killmonger.
And I got very confused because at the end, the Fantastic Four get a laboratory in Central City. Central City is where Supergirl lives. Supergirl is DC, not Marvel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're trying to set up for like a crossover. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. But
you do realize they're not going to make another Fantastic Four.
Dude, that movie's died every time. And I love the Fantastic Four.
Okay, I did hear rumors that the next Fantastic Four will star John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I think they'll be good.
I mean, I've liked the Fantastic Four movies that came out, but they weren't incredibly popular. But I also grew up playing with, like, I had Doom's Castle, and I had all that shit growing up because I liked the Fantastic Four.
I liked Fantastic Four, but I didn't like the new movie. The old movies, the Silver Surfer was okay.
The one with Jessica Alba was good just because she's hot.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
very hot.
And by the way, we're talking about Chris Evans. I remember Chris Evans wearing a whipped cream bikini in Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
That's where I remember Chris Evans.
Black hair.
So when he came out as Captain America, I was like, what's that uniform going to look like? I'm going to go through a lot of cool whip.
Yeah. I remember Not Another Teen Movie.
It was an amazing movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of old movies lately.
Well, that's because there's nothing else to do.
I watched Delta Farce. I watched Spaceballs.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't watched Spaceballs in forever, and I love that movie. John Candy is one of my... I love John Candy. And my daughter, actually, she was watching, she was, hey, that dog thing. Isn't that the guy from Home Alone? Not fucking Home Alone. I thought she was thinking of Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
And finally she said, no, there is a part in Home Alone where they all get on the bus or something, and John Candy's the bus driver.
Yeah, he's the...
I completely fucking forgot about that. Yeah.
He sings polka.
Yeah. And Cool Runnings with John Candy was there. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I mean, I could go through all his movies, but that man, all my favorite comedians, not all of them, the majority of them, my favorite comedians and comedy actors, they die early. Chris Farley. Yeah. They die so fucking early. But it's just the lifestyle they live.
But a lot of them, they die overdose or something like that. And that's
some kind of overdose.
That's because, being a comedian, from what I've understood, is a very stressful job.
Well,
and I guess Back then, probably not so much. Now, yeah. Because all the material that you want to say, you have to baby it, I guess you can say.
Well, I don't remember who it was that came out and said that stand-up comedy is a dying art form because you can't say the things that the comedians, you can't say the thing. Like George Carlin used to say the N-word.
Yeah.
Now he didn't say it all the time, and he didn't say it in a derogatory manner.
No, but he would say it.
He said it in a way to make, like one of the, I'm not going to say it, don't panic. But in one of his things, he talks about how people say, well, that's a bad word. Well, there's no such thing as bad words. It's the meaning. It's the person saying it. And he said, and he specifically referenced the N-word, but he actually says it. And what he says is, take this word. He's like, it's not the word that's bad. It's the connotation. It's the person saying it. You don't get mad when Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy say it, and then he makes a joke and says because they're, and uses the word. But he says it's based on the racist redneck Bubba motherfucker saying it that makes it a bad word. The word itself is not a bad word. And George Carlin had a real way of using vocabulary and different words. You know, he had the 7 words you can't say on TV, and which I played a game the other night. That was a trivia question, and I knew that son of a bitch cold. And it wasn't just one of the words. It said, how many of George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on TV are only 4 letters? So I had to run through the list in my head. Oh, no, it was 2. I mean, there's 2. And it's fucking cunt, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the 2 with 4 letters. But I'll see if I can remember all of it. It was shit. I'm sorry, how many weren't 4 letters? But it was shit, piss, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. That's only 6. What one did I forget? Did I say cunt?
Yeah.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. What I miss?
I don't think you said cunt.
Oh, yeah, that's 7 right there.
Yeah.
Yep. But then he goes on to say...
He was counting with his fingers.
Yes, I had to use my finger. I almost had to take my Crocs off. But he even gets into talking about, like, there's some words that they're okay sometimes, but not other times. Like, you can say on TV, this is my friend Dick. But you can't say, this is my friend, he's a dick.
No.
Okay, so, it's how you use the word. And people don't understand how much power language have. And I tell my kids, now I don't let my kids use cuss words. I don't refer to them as bad words because I think cuss words, they're just floral arrangements to make my point. That's all they are. They make it look better and sound better.
Make it look pretty.
My kids are not allowed to use them. My son, I have never heard cuss other than accidentally, when he was first learning to talk and didn't know what he was saying. And my daughter that I know of has only said 2 cuss words. Both of them were used correctly. Both of them were justified. But she was at school, and you probably shouldn't say that. But, I mean, my daughter's like me. She's got a little temper. You push her to it. One of them was a little boy that kept poking at her. She said, what the fuck? And the teacher said, we can't say that. I said, first of all,
little prick deserved
somebody better hit that little shit for fucking with her. And the other one was 3 girls that kept, like, bullying her, fucking with her, whatever. And she said, quit being bitches. She used it right. And my first question, actually, when the teacher called me to tell me about it and had me come in, and she said, Mr. Heath, your daughter told 3 other girls to quit being bitches. And I said, okay. Were they being bitches? Well, sir, that's not the point. Kind of is. Kind of is.
Can you look me in the eyes right now and tell me those girls weren't being bitches?
Okay, so the best part about it was my daughter didn't actually say it.
Oh, she did?
She wrote it on a note. And gave it to him because she knew if she said it, she'd get in trouble.
She was trying to beat the system, but the system beat her.
So instead of, I did tell her, hey,
you can't
next time. And she had already told the teacher what was going on, and they did nothing about it. So my daughter was forced to take it into her own hands. I do not fault her for that. I did have a talk with her and try to, but
next time.
It was a different talk because what I told her was, you can't leave evidence. You can't do that. Wear gloves.
Next time, put it in a book in a different handwriting and say, turn
right with your left hand backwards and upside down in calligraphy.
Exactly.
So one way it says quit being bitches, and the other way it says I love butterflies.
There you go.
You ever seen those things? Like, where it says 2 different things if you flip it?
But you would never suspect that those things were the actual
things. You'd never have any idea. I can't hardly read those things when I fucking see them, but whatever.
Take this grizzly, and it actually says gay.
Yeah, gay. But to get back to what we were talking about with comedy, you can't joke about the things
You can't.